The show will begin in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I feel like we're in like I don't even know, a movie.
We are. Welcome to episode number 41 of Gears and Beers, the live portion of the Life Short-Lived Free podcast where three freedom-loving, gun-toting capitalist pigs talk about gear we love, gear we hate, gun industry news, and usually several things that are totally unrelated. Tonight on the agenda, we are going to have a couple of updates on the Cloud Defensive Pistol Light, another update on the situation with rare bead triggers, a red flag bill that has been just passed through the House, and an Iranian scientist killed by a remote control rifle, and ask the question, are backup irons a thing anymore? Our panel tonight is made up of Mr. Andrew Johnson, Sam, the owner of Shyworks, and I'm your host, Box. This show is sponsored by Shyworks, Iowa's preferred Cerakote applicator and ballistic imagery. Sam, what's been going on at Shyworks?
Well, today I was working on a few pretty typical jobs. I was doing a American flag on a Glock 19, and then I'm in the middle of doing some multicam on an AR. So two of the most common things we do. But we are Iowa's customer preferred Cerakote applicator. We take pride in taking whatever you want, your craziest ideas, and turning it into a reality, whether that's a camouflage or something wild from, like I said, one time we did a chainsaw theme one time and made an AR look like a chainsaw. So that's what we enjoy doing, is taking your idea and making it a reality. And also check out our website, shyworks.com. We offer backplates, lasered magazines, mag bases, patches, Shyworks shirts. You can grab those on there. So use coupon code LSLF10 for 10% everything off of your cart on shyworks.com.
We're also brought to you by Ballistic Imagery, photography, videography, and wall art for those of us that love freedom. Take your business to the next level by giving it the look it deserves. We can provide you with product photos for your website, lifestyle shots for an advertisement, content for your social media, or film a full-blown commercial. Or if you're just looking to hang something on your walls, check out ballisticimagery.com and use code GearsandBeers for 10% off your order. Ballistic Imagery, bulletproof quality. See for yourself on Facebook, Instagram, and ballisticimagery.com.
I like how me and Johnson both have ballistic imagery prints in the background of ours, and you don't got shit in the background of yours. What the hell, man?
There's nowhere for me to put them, and you can't really see them unless I shine like a super bright light on them, and I'm already using all my lights.
Actually, the one, did you notice when you were here, the print up above my workbench, just like this one, I got it illuminated all the way around on the back side, so it's glowing, looks like it's hanging off the wall. It's pretty badass.
I did see that.
I dig it.
Yeah. Wow. The chat is awfully quiet. Hello there, Michael. Who else is here? Say hey. We don't want it to be a quiet night, guys. We want to have some fun. That's part of the fun of this, is bullshitting with you guys.
Yeah.
Johnson,
yeah.
I know I haven't seen you take a swig of anything tonight.
I just polished off my first one, fella.
Is that
here?
What is that? What is that? Is that just
champagne?
A hunting edition of Busch Light? Is that?
That's their like digital camo. They come out like at the beginning of hunting season every year.
I got a gun to do in that theme. I think it could be a badass gun.
Yeah.
Check out. I'm drinking that Boulevard shit that I was drinking last episode. Check out my bottle opener. I gotta use my actual can opener. That pisses me off because do you remember those bottle openers Colin gave us for his wedding? Those like 308 bottle openers. I've had that sitting right here ever since I moved in. Bought these, couldn't find it fucking anywhere. No idea where it went. It pissed me off. Been there the entire time.
Oh, Leo, Don, what's up, fellas?
Hello.
What are you guys drinking tonight?
Don, hello from CommieTube. You know you can go watch it on our website, Don. We would actually prefer that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the place to be. There's even a place to chat there.
Yeah. Oh, maybe this is a good time to mention, since it is somewhat quiet at this point. We have put up a forum on lifeshortlivefree.com, folks. So the Life Short Live Free group on Facebook is no longer the only place that you can gather. Kind of the reason I wanted to do this, some of you might have saw, we posted a question on Facebook a week or so ago asking if people would be more likely to attend training classes or firearms classes or anything like that, or medical classes, if they had other people to go with. And a lot of people were on board with that. They said yes, they would definitely be more likely if that was the case. So I kind of wanted to create a central place where people can be like, hey, I'm interested in this class. I want to go to this, but I don't really want to go to alone. Who wants to go with me? So that's kind of the reason I started the forum. There is a part of the forum that is dedicated to that, but I mean, we can do whatever the hell we want with a forum. There's also a gear swap page there, guys. We're not like Facebook where we're going to shut down everything that, hey, how much you want for this? You got something to offload, go ahead and post it there. Or whatever the hell you want to post, go there. There's an off topic, there's a guns and gears topic, there's a politics and news section, there's the training section, and it'll probably just keep on growing.
Yeah. Yeah. In the off topic section, I'm going to start a inappropriate memes section, I believe, because there's tons of shit that you can't post on Facebook. I saw a hilarious one today, and if I would have posted it on Facebook, usually, you get your ass banned for 24 hours or 30 days or something like that. So I'm going to start one of those threads on there too.
And inappropriate memes, you said?
Yeah.
You're very correct, because there's always super funny stuff that used to get shared all over Facebook. And now it's like they've put the hammer down on all that shit so bad that there's nowhere to do any of that anymore. So I think this could be a good place for that.
Yeah. I'm kind of excited for it. Our own little corner of the world where the freaking, and this is hosted on a private server. So it's not like GoDaddy or anything else like that. So really, ultimately, there's nothing that they can fucking do to us.
No rules.
To shut us down. So, we are the authority there.
It's total.
They'll be
Gun Barter Town.
Total anarchy over there, fellas. Man.
Yeah.
I had something to say.
You can't seem to log in. So
I'm assuming he's talking about Twitch.
Yeah, so you do have to have a Twitch account in order to chat with us on the website. That is the only downside, because we need one of the streams to use the chat service from one of the streams. So you will have to have a Twitch account in order to chat with us on the website using that message board there. But it is free to sign up for Twitch.
I thought it was super easy. It took like all of 10 seconds for me to get signed up.
Yeah, it is easy. It's like email, password, confirmation email, real quick. But otherwise, you can stay with us on YouTube. That works too. Wherever you prefer. At least it's not Facebook, right?
As long as you're here with us, Don.
Yep.
God, I had something else to say about the forum, and I totally forgot what it was. Damn it. What was it, guys? What was I going to say?
I do not know.
Box, I have a hard time keeping up with your loss of train of thought. Like, I don't know how many times we did that this weekend.
Oh, a lot.
What was I going to say? What were we talking about? It's like,
yeah. Oh, that's what I was going to mention. Something I mentioned at the end of the. Yeah, that's what it was. If obviously you guys here right now haven't heard the podcast that we recorded on Sunday, but if you're listening to this after the fact on a podcast app, you would have heard me mentioning this and saying, "Oh, this is just something I'm going to work on over the next few weeks or months." I didn't expect it to just be super easy, and just downloaded a plugin and installed it on the website, and bam, we have a forum. So it went a little quicker than anticipated.
But it was that easy.
It 100% was. I was like, I went into the plugins, I hit activate. I was like, all right, how do I figure this thing out? I went out and there was already a button at the top of in our menu that said forum. I went there and okay, well, I guess since
there it is.
I have a forum now.
Leo, yes. What's the OnlyFans link? That's we got that right on our website, man. Right in the forum there. You can have your own OnlyFans right there if you want, man. It's there's no rules. It's anarchy.
I don't know. I might draw the line at dudes having OnlyFans accounts on our site.
Yeah, maybe if they're like, really attractive women or something, we'll allow it, but we'll see.
Okay. Well, we probably don't need to chat about the forum for too long. Sam also wanted to talk about, I don't know if he actually wanted to, but I think he's going to anyways. Mention a few things about Subscribestar.
Oh yeah. If you enjoy the podcast, if you enjoy these live streams, there is now a way that you can help support us. Up until this point, we've done this completely out of pocket. No sponsorships or anything. So if you want to help support the podcast and the show here, you can go to our Subscribestar. There will be a link posted in the comments shortly. And for less than the price of a cup of coffee, you can help support the show anywhere from 50 cents an episode all the way up to several bucks an episode. And there's different branches. There's different levels of rewards that you get. Obviously, we're not just asking for your money. We're giving you perks for supporting us. The lowest level, you do get uncensored podcasts. And so obviously, if you have listened to the podcast app, or listen to the podcast on an app, that there's a lot of beeping going on and stuff, just because, we censor that. But there's none of that on the Subscribestar. What are the other, that's 50 cents an episode. And you also get access to exclusive shirts and gear. So that'd be like things like the exclusive patches, exclusive shirts. There's also this one is Slam and Brews and Shooting Pews. There's a shirt that you can buy over there that's only exclusive to you guys. And then the next level up, you get entered in patron-only giveaways, 15% off on Life Short Live Free website. And then you one more level up, you get an exclusive patch and a sticker for free, stuff like that. So just go and check out our Subscribestar, like I said, and that'll kind of walk you through everything we offer over there. And we always will be free here. We're always going to be broadcasting free. But if you like what we do, if you enjoy it, you can kick in a few extra bucks every month, and that really helps us out, helps us pay for the podcast, for the hosting and the website and all that good stuff. So go and check that out in the link below. Also, as soon as we hit, we only got a few supporters right now. Once we hit 5, we're going to give away a free shirt to somebody in there. So yeah, go and check it out. Get subscribed up. If you got any questions, feel free to give me a shout and we'll help you out.
Yes, sir. Okay.
And that's all I got to say about that.
So if anyone's wondering, I don't know if they are, just to be clear, we did on the last episode of Gears and Beers, we did announce that we were going to do that shirt giveaway and give it away on this episode. But like he said, our goal was to hit five subscribers on there, and we have yet to do that. So we're going to push it a little bit, get some more people included in that.
Yep. Push it real good.
Yeah. I know it sounds sad that we can't hit 5 subscribers, but to be honest, we didn't think we would get any subscribers off the start. So it was just kind of.
This is true. Yeah.
Yeah.
We figured we'd just give it a try.
Yeah, even if you just go over and check it out, even if you don't subscribe, we appreciate you checking it out. You can kind of see what it's all about. So,
absolutely.
Yep.
Okay, moving on. Okay, I think we talked about cloud defensive last episode as well. We're doing a lot of repeating ourselves. But some more information. has come out. They've released more and more, and they're still pushing this thing. And they gave actually what they were pushing before was they're saying we're just coming out with a EDC pistol light, and it's going to be amazing. And everyone thought that's all we were expecting. But come to find out, a week ago, 2 weeks ago, something like that, I think right after our last episode, actually, they announced that they were actually releasing 2 pistol lights, an EPL-C, which is the EDC version, and an EPL-D, which is the duty version. The only difference between those, well, and probably not the only difference, the EDC version is shorter than the G17 frame. I'll throw up an illustration here for you. It's shorter than the G17 frame, has 1,000 lumens estimated anyways. These are all estimated stats, and 45,000 candela, whereas the duty version has 1,100 lumens estimated and upwards of 70,000 candela, and is only about a 1/4 inch longer, it looks like. 70,000 candela. That's an awful lot.
That's more than their rain. Like their full-size weapon mounted light.
If you look at the illustration down below where it says this one, I'm assuming that's the Mod Light PL350 because that's their main competition at this point. That one I think has 55,000 candela, I think we said.
Yeah.
So another 20,000 candela on top of that, which is candela is kind of the important.
That's the important thing, because I mean, you look at like on standard like rifle lights, the Surefire M600 dual fuel has the highest lumens of anybody, right? I think it's like a 1,500 lumen. That's pretty badass light. But then you compare it to the Mod Light PWL or
PL350
for the rifle lights.
Oh,
whatever their OKW is their long throw one, and then their or the PLH I think is their kind of more standard one, and then like the Cloud Rain. And it's like the lack of candela in the Surefire it's crazy. You get out past 50 yards and the Cloud Defensive and the Mod Light, just the throw is so much better, that concentrated hot spot. So lumens, kind of, it was a battle of the lumens there for the last like 5 years. Now people are starting to understand that candela really is a little bit more important.
Definitely.
So getting that nice hot spot and being able to throw and break, barriers, photonic barriers and stuff is really important.
Yeah. And
photonic barriers. I heard Guns and Gear talking about that the other day. What exactly is that, Johnson?
So that's like if you
shooting through a street light.
Like shooting through a street light, or like headlights on a car, right? So you're facing a car with its headlights on. You can't see that person inside that car with a shitty light. But if you got a light that can punch through past those headlights and the windshield and be able to identify the person inside the car, that's through photonic barriers. It's basically other light facing you, or light between you and the target that you're trying to see.
Sure.
In layman's terms, Sam, it's just a barrier that's blocking photons.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's super clear.
Hence the name, photonic barrier.
Does that clear things up for you?
Yeah, absolutely.
A couple other things quick. I think they might have already announced this. The batteries are interchangeable from the front. They will take 18350s, which that's kind of surprising for me. I didn't think they'd be big enough to take 18350s.
That's pretty awesome, actually.
That's awesome. The heads are interchangeable, and the price is estimated at $270. I really hit that nail on the head last time. That's what I said.
Yep.
When we were talking about $270 to $300. Wow. Yep. God, I'm smarter than I think. I mean, I know things, people.
Dude, that's gonna be hard to beat. People in the industry are really gonna have to step up to, if they could legitimately build that, be as high quality as everything else that they build, and be in that price point. That'll be hard to beat.
I think they're gonna get it done. I think there's probably
think
some
so,
people
too.
doubting them, but I think it's going to be every bit as
They're not
awesome
a company. They're not a company that just does bullshit for fun.
No.
You know, like if you look at their range, they're like, yeah, our cable is way bigger and chunkier than everybody else's. Yeah, it's stiff and it's a pain in the ass to work with. We know that, but that's why our light's better than everybody else. And guess what? All of the button that comes with our shit manages that big ass cable, you know, and it's still cheaper than everybody else's shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty crazy that they build stuff that is as good or better than all the competition, and it's always cheaper.
Oh yeah,
they do such a good job with that. They just they know where their benchmark is and they're going to beat it.
Yeah, I really don't know anything about them, to be honest with you. I've just when you guys started talking about the light, this is the first I'd heard of them, and I'm really not familiar with them. But
yeah, you need to do some more reading. They make some badass stuff. I'm definitely getting a full size rain here soon.
Mm-hmm. I think I'm probably gonna end up getting one of these. I probably would even go for the duty version of this, because I mean, fuck, that's another 25,000 candela for what, another quarter inch? What are you really sacrificing?
Right.
I mean, I'd go for that in a second. I think they did say that it does fit Safariland 6,000 series and 7,000 series holsters.
Yeah,
I think
they
a couple of
definitely
those
said they were going to have holster support from the get-go.
Oh yeah, well, those fit Surefire X300 lights, I believe, and so they're going to be fitting those. Which, for guys like me, I don't really give a shit about that. I don't carry Safariland duty holsters or retention holsters or anything like that.
Yeah.
Anyways, so that all we have on new? No, we have rare breed triggers. Who wants to talk about rare breed triggers? We didn't really discuss on who was talking about what. I've been talking a lot.
About it.
Who wants to do it?
I can talk about it. So as we all know, rare breed triggers has sued the ATF, I guess, on the whole this is a machine gun thing. They have also sued Big Daddy Unlimited for patent infringement or patent. What the hell is it called? Patent.
I think you're right.
You're right.
Patent infringement.
Yeah.
And if you didn't know, Big Daddy Unlimited came out with their own force reset trigger called the Wide Open trigger, which I don't know how they did all that because it is its own company and its own brand, Wide Open triggers. But it is.
I didn't know that was a Big Daddy Unlimited trigger. I guess.
Yeah, but it is. It basically the company was started by Big Daddy Unlimited, and yeah, Rare Breed has sued them for patent infringement for kind of building the same thing that they did. I'm interested to see what your guys' opinions are on this because I kind of have mine, but
yeah, I don't know either. I wanted to see what your guys' opinions were. Like, yeah, they were leading the charge against the ATF when they first came out with this, but I'm not sure how I feel about them going after other companies. I mean,
patent infringement is patent infringement. I get it. But like my thing is, yes, we should support Rare Breed triggers in their fight against the ATF. I believe that 100%. And yes, patent infringement is patent infringement if you're stealing someone's ideas and, you know, basically building something that they have patented. That's not okay either. But I look at the two triggers and I don't understand. I guess I haven't looked at the patent that Rare Breed triggers has because they weren't the first people to do this forced reset trigger.
No, but a lot of patents are very vague sometimes. So
vague or vague?
Vag, I think you meant.
Vag. Okay.
Vague. A lot of them. So they're saying basically that, you know, if it works like this, we have the patent on that, you know? So, and I wonder, I haven't looked at Rare Breed Trigger's actual patent, so I don't know if that's a situation. But excuse me.
Don't you go dying on me.
Beer went down the wrong tube. But I would assume that's probably the situation. They have, just a patent on the forced reset, whatever, however they word it. And that's why they're going after them. And I mean, really, from a business standpoint, from purely business wise, it's the smart move. It's the way to go.
Mm-hmm.
As far as, I guess I can't blame them. I understand like why people would be hesitant to demonize them for going after them, but all they're doing is protecting their, and protecting their shit. So
yeah,
I mean, I can't really fault them too much for it. Where it goes, we'll see, I guess. But I don't know.
Yeah, and my thing was like this new wide open trigger that Big Daddy Unlimited came out with appears to me to be a better version of the FRT from Rare Breed.
Why do you say that?
The Rare Breed had a lot of issues with pinching the spring on the locking bar. So the locking bar that's actually behind the standard trigger assembly and hammer assembly, they just had a spring in between the housing and the locking bar. So there was a spring in like a channel, and it was just a flat spring meant for compression, not meant for pivoting at all. So it would get pinched, and people it would fail on them. So there was all kinds of people, dremeling this channel out to allow the spring to pivot more and giving it extra room and all that stuff, where the wide open trigger actually has a pivoting bar on the back with a spring on it. So there's no way it combined.
Okay.
And yeah, I mean, other than that, they're basically, yes, they use a locking bar, but the entire mechanism of that locking bar is completely different on the wide open trigger. But if you look at like the hammer and the disconnector and all that stuff, it looks identical. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it, because if the profile of the disconnector is what they have patented, well then, yeah. But I honestly, when the wide open trigger first came out, I thought it was Rare Breed saying, oh, the ATF wants us to cease and desist, so we're going to start another company with a Gen 2 basically, and
Right.
Off we go again.
Maybe they are. Maybe they're just really selling it. Like, we're going to sue our other company to make them think it's not us.
Yeah, so I thought that's what it was, but this kind of tells us otherwise. So
I do have one problem. Like, I'm behind Rare Breed in their fight against ATF, obviously, but I was watching a interview the president did with TFB a little bit ago, and one thing that bothered me was we were the first company to bring a forced reset trigger to market. No, you were not. Like, they kept insisting that, but you weren't. Maybe you had a slightly different.
The first one to do it well.
Yeah. The first one was in what, like 2013 or something like that.
Yeah, that TACCon.
Yeah,
something like that.
And I haven't like confirmed this. I've just obviously seen chatter about it. From what it sounds like, they purchased the patent rights from the person that actually did it first.
Oh, that was the dude from Alamo. The TACCon 3MR came out a long time ago. And that was kind of the same thing, but this dude that did, I can't remember the damn Alamo Gunworks or some shit. His locking bar was like a wheel. Instead of a locking bar, it was like a round wheel in the back. And he was working on patenting it, and he had a bunch of weird little inventions and patented little things, and he just built weird little widgets, and they decided to buy from what I heard, they decided to buy the patent rights for this trigger.
Okay.
From this guy who I can't remember what the hell it was called, Alamo triggers or something.
Never heard that.
Because it was called like Alamo triggers ART is auto reset trigger. But yeah, so from what I can tell and what I've read, this FRT was based on the Alamo, or yeah, basically this design from this other guy. So it's, yeah, I can't tell if they fully in-house designed this thing or if they bought the patent rights from this guy or what the whole going on is, but
they must be pretty confident with their whole situation with the ATF to be suing somebody else.
Well, they're definitely confident. I mean, they were confident from the beginning when they headquartered this entire business out of their lawyer's office.
Right.
So
I did see another thing from the president, not fuckface Biden, but the rare breed president, the lawyer dude. He was giving an update on their court case, and he had just gotten out of court with them, and the ATF was trying to block them from presenting any evidence, which I think he called, like, the legal term is in limine or something like that, where the defendant can't present any evidence. They just the state, the ATF, has to do all the evidence presenting, so they can just twist it however the fuck they want, and then the defendant's just
how is that legal in any fucking court?
That's what I thought. I did not understand that. But that
How is that legal in any court? No. The defendant? No. You don't get to You don't get to talk. You don't get to show us shit. You sit there and shut the fuck up, and we'll tell you how this court case is going. What? Excuse me?
Yeah. I thought that was interesting, though. But that right there, I think that there could be a million different reasons that they did that, but that could be the reason that the ATF is like, wow, we're really fucked, and they have a pretty rock solid case against us. We better stop them from presenting any of their evidence or bringing forward any witnesses or anything like that.
They are completely fucked, and they know they have absolutely no legal ground to stand on. But unfortunately, that doesn't mean shit, because they can just do government bullshit and get some fucking stupid, worthless judge that has a vendetta against the Second Amendment, and it doesn't fucking matter how much evidence they have to the contrary that this is not a machine gun, because it's clearly not. There's not a person in the country that can read the definition of a machine gun, see what this thing does, and say that it's a machine gun, because it's not by the definition of the law. So they know they're fucked, but that doesn't mean that they're not gonna fuck us by doing something completely outrageous.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Are you laughing at Andrew?
I'm laughing at the chat. Don's message even disappeared off of YouTube. They must have caught that immediately.
What the I'm wearing nothing but a cock ring?
Yeah, it's gone.
Maybe I bet he deleted it because he decided against it. But he can't. You cannot delete it from the video, Don. It don't work that way.
You can't escape that easily.
I mean, it's right here. It's right here on the video, and I'm sure as shit not editing it out.
Nope.
Cliff's got the fishnet thong going on too. That's
nice.
That sounds comfortable.
Are you guys hanging out together?
No, you knew each other.
So Don also says patent infringement is tough to prove if there is any difference in design. So yeah, that's going to be a tough one for him. I've heard that a few different times, that it is really tough to fight for patent infringement. And Andrew Gay says, fuck the ATF, so wide open, butt stuff is going. My God, that is the hardest message to read. So wide open, butt stuff is going to kick out some royalty. I don't know what that even means, but
kick out some royalties.
Rare Breed is going to kick out some royalties, or BDU is going to kick out royalties of Rare Breed, call it a day, or settle out of court. Yeah.
I bet that's what happens. They settle out of court.
I believe so too.
Don says, in a civil suit, the petitioner has burden of proof. Therefore, defense documents and witnesses may be suppressed if it is not pertinent to the pretrial discovery. I guess they must have to go, if they do get suppressed, they must have to go ahead or go in front of the judge and present their evidence and they decide what they can and can't show. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer.
Now that confuses me too, because it says therefore defense documents. So would that be for the defendant, right? But didn't Rare Breed sue the ATF? So isn't the ATF the defendant?
Yeah, but the ATF is the government, so they're just going to do whatever the fuck they want.
Valid point. Carry on.
That's pretty much how it's going to go. I fear.
Yeah, that's true.
We'll see.
I'm not sure how that.
I need to grab another drink. I thought 2 beers was enough. Clearly not. I am far more thirsty than that.
Slow down. Grab some wine and pace back and forth.
Ooh, I could do that. I'm not on my phone anymore. I can't really pace that well anymore.
Oh my goodness.
Well, do we hesitate before moving on and wait for him to get back? Or do you want to talk about, do you know anything about that bill that was passed through the House last week?
Yeah, the NDA.
Yes,
shit.
sir.
I mean, a little bit to a certain extent. I do know, I will touch on the situation as far as Iowa is concerned. Our congressman Randy Feenstra, he voted for this, as well as there was another couple of congressmen and women in Iowa that did, and Iowa Standard reached out to them. It's just an online news blog, and we're questioning why the hell any of these people voted for this. Now, this one lady, Hinson, I believe is her last name, she said that the reason that they voted for this is because they were assured that red flag language was going to be taken out before the bill has passed. So whether that's the truth or not, and frankly, I don't fucking believe. I mean, oh yeah, we'll take it out. Sure. Yeah, we'll take it out. Unless you have it in writing, that's all bullshit to me.
Yeah. And I heard somebody was saying that Dan Crenshaw posted a video on it saying that they when they discussed this and before they voted, they had actually discussed that all of that was to be removed, and they're not voting on anything or they were only voting yay or nay based on whether or not that was removed. And he basically, on a video he had on like Instagram or something, I didn't see the video, so I don't know for sure, but he had basically said that everybody's freaking out about this, but we made sure that all of the red flag law items that were in this bill were removed.
So I guess I wasn't exactly listening when you first started talking, Sam. I don't know if you mentioned, for anyone that is kind of lost, there was the bill passed through the House last week. It was the National Defense Authorization Act, which is just a funding bill for the military. They do it every single year, and they had thrown in the red flag law in there that would affect military members only, not just regular everyday citizens like you and I. But that was concealed in there, and then 135 Republicans voted yay on that, and it ended up passing. And then they, as if you probably figured out, they claim that it's going to be removed from the bill later on in the next step in the Senate. How is that working? Because I've heard it doesn't just go to the Senate. The two houses or the two chambers work on it together.
Right. So essentially, I think what's going to happen is the House and the Senate will get together over this, kind of hash it out, and it will, I think, be,
the language of the bill will have to be rewritten.
Yep. And then the Senate will vote on it once it's passed that Senate. I believe it goes back to the House for the final vote, I think. And I could be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure that's how it is. I think
I can't remember how that works, because if they rewrite it, it has to go to the Senate and then back to the House. But if they vote yes on everything, and don't worry about rewriting it, don't they just pass House and Senate and then it's done?
I don't know. I can't answer that. But one
remember.
thing that could be going on too is, I mean, a lot of times maybe that this is completely 100% correct and we don't have to worry about this. The language is going to be removed and it was all bullshit. And maybe just playing devil's advocate here, maybe this is just another one of those instances when, we get fired up over for nothing.
Look at this. Hey,
And
look
then,
at this.
right.
Hey, look at this.
And then start eating our own. Like, I was ready to call up my congressman and be like, what the fuck, but maybe if that's not the case. So I don't know. I'm not going to scream, get the pitches, the pitchforks and torches yet, but
get the bitches.
I mean, we can do a little of that, but I don't know. I'm going to see, frankly, the way that the government works is fucking broken, at this point anyways. Like, why is there a red flag bill and this sort of bill, funding for the military that doesn't belong there. These earmarks are just all bullshit and need to go away.
Yeah.
But I do know that is something that the Democrats are pushing extremely hard for. And two, something that was in Biden's 6 executive orders that he decreed here. I remember a few months ago or a month ago, something about gun control, 6 executive orders. That was specifically one of them, was laying out a red flag model that states can use to enact their own. And then it sounded like those states that actually do that will be rewarded with federal money, which is,
bribery at its finest.
Right. But that's how the feds do a lot of things. Like, that's how the feds got most states to declare to raise the drinking age to 21. For a long time, it was just 18, and the Fed says that's how they tied federal funding to raising the drinking age to 21. And that's that's what they're going to try to do with all this red flag nonsense. And whether they're successful or not is a whole nother story, because there's so many conservative states, over half of them are going to tell them to go fuck themselves. Yeah. But I don't know. And that's, if you study history, that's how the Civil War started, was states saying, go fuck yourself to the feds. And the farther we go down this road, the more it's looking like history is going to repeat itself to a certain degree in that aspect. So I don't know.
Yep.
Yeah. Initially I was pretty upset about this. And I kind of had the same feeling as everyone else did, the initial outrage. I don't understand why, if they agreed that, hey, yeah, we're just going to get rid of it later, why not just get rid of it now? I don't understand.
Right.
And why not stand up at the beginning rather than just trusting the people that, since when did Democrats and Republicans get along? When do they trust each other? Be like, oh yeah, let's work together, buddy. I'll do that just for you. I promise I'll do it and not change you. No, politics is about lying and cheating and bullshit. So that upsets me that's how things are working. But this same thing actually happened for the bill for 2020, for this year, for 2021. There was a red flag bill included in the NDAA for 2021. And it got thrown. I think they might have passed the House too there. I'm not sure. But Fudbusters has a short video on this also that I watched that kind of eased a little bit of outrage from me, where he says that Sam got up and threw me off. I lost my train of thought. God damn it, Sam.
Fudbusters did a video on this, and he said that.
Yes, he was saying that really he doesn't think that there's anything to worry about. Yes, he is 110% absolutely against red flag bills. They're absolute bullshit. But he mentioned that, yes, the same thing happened last year. It was eliminated later on down the road. It's not a problem. And he did point out that there is such a thing as outrage fatigue. And I've never thought of that, but yeah, that's 100% a thing. Get everyone outraged about one thing. Get everyone outraged about this, and they're going to wear themselves out. They're going to kick and scream for a while, and then they're going to get tired of it, and we're going to pass whatever the fuck we want later on because they're going to be tired of kicking and screaming. So I don't know. Maybe everyone is overreacting. It does upset me that there were so many people that voted for it, but I don't know.
Yeah.
There was two different, since this was a military spending bill, there's a couple different outcomes. They could have either turned it down, where in that case, active members could have been dishonorably discharged for refusing the vaccine, which is kind of turning them into a felon. I mean, I don't think it actually does, but you get dishonorably.
No, it's not a felony.
You get dishonorably discharged from the military. Apparently, it's not that easy to get work or anything like that. It's not a great thing. So they had a couple of choices, and I don't know if they chose the right one, chose the wrong one. Who fucking knows?
Yeah. Yeah, and Don's got a few remarks here. He said earmarks that are airdropped into bills are there because it's the only way they would get passed. As a standalone bill, it would never pass as written. Yeah, they definitely 100% try and hide shit into big bills like this. He says, because it is processed just to get a bill considered on the floor of either house, it has to have co-sponsors, pass committee, make it through the amendment process, etc. So yeah, so as a standalone bill, red flag laws just die. You can't get enough co-sponsors. You can't, it's never going to make it. So they have to try and drop it into this shit that's like, oh, it's just an annual budget bill. Nobody read this. And like Don says, Republicans voted for it because they didn't read the 1,000-page bill. So they're just like, yep, just an annual, National Defense budget bill. Nobody read this. Just vote yes on it. Everybody, come on. Yep, come on. Just say yes. So that's why they do this. That's why they do this every year. That's why they do this in any kind of big spending bill, because the American people want us to spend this money on this stuff.
No,
so
we don't.
You need to vote yes on this bill.
Well, there's so much bullshit going on with that $3.5 trillion budget that Biden and the Democrats have set out. And that's the same freaking way. It's just a massive bill, tons of shit put into it. Yeah. The latest thing I saw on there was a gas mileage tax. So they're going after those people who just charge their cars, and they're electric cars, so they don't buy gas. They don't have the gas tax. So they're talking about putting like up to an 8 cents per mile tax on anybody that drives a freaking car. And this actually passed in the latest bill. But what it is, it's just a pilot program. So they're going to test and see if it's feasible. But I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? We have a massive tax. What's sales tax on gasoline? It's not 7%. It's like fucking 9-10. It's way higher than normal sales tax. Yeah. But they don't tell us that. So you don't realize you're paying that. That's just automatically in the price of it. But I mean, this is where we're at. They're hiding this little shit in there. And like I said, don't freak out. That's not going into, it's not going to be signed into law. It's just a pilot program or whatnot. But I mean, at what point, like, we were past tyrannical government, like fucking, 2000
years ago.
Well, it's 2001. Absolutely. Yep. They used 9/11 as an excuse to just say, well, fuck this. We're just going to fuck the American people now. And they use 9/11 as that jumping off point to just totally go off the deep end. The Patriot Act, shit like that. But when is the time to stand up, man? Because I mean, I feel like we're freaking 15 years past it already, you know, and it's frustrating to see this much bullshit going on.
I don't think anyone's gonna stand up. It's gonna all of a sudden one day be fucking just an all-out war. They're gonna try doing something that they don't want to do. It's not like anybody's gonna rush the White House and we're gonna overthrow the government or anything like that.
Are you sure? Just the other day, there was many people who gathered at the Capitol who were definitely not undercover agents of the federal government.
But and that's a freaking case in point right there. That rally was in support of the people who are still being held illegally from the January 6th riots. They're just being held on for like no charges. Like they can't have a lawyer, all this, that like all their rights are gone away because they're using some special terrorist fucking bullshit bill that allows them to hold these people indefinitely. You know, and that's just another instance. It's absolutely.
I don't really think there's that many people still being held because I don't think a large percentage of them were actually not in on it.
I don't know how many people are being held, but even one. Fuck that. No, that's too,
well,
it doesn't matter.
I absolutely agree, but I think that there was way too many people who were getting conspiracy theory here, but I think there was a lot of people who were quote unquote actors who got arrested in the whole deal, and they've since been sent home.
But even the fact that we don't know how many are being held, like if that's the case,
yeah,
I'm sorry, man, that's illegal as hell. According to the Constitution, that's illegal as fuck. And there's so many people that will say this bill here, that gives them the legal authority to do this. No, it doesn't. If it's if the Constitution says you can't do that, it doesn't fucking matter what this bill says you can do. It's unconstitutional. It's illegal, you know. I could go on about this for 40 minutes, so I'll shut up now. But
I found a article here.
That's good.
Who knows if it's real or not? Someone asks, are hundreds of Capitol riot defendants still behind bars? The answer: no, there are not hundreds of Capitol riot defendants still being detained in the DC Department of Corrections. Less than 40 people involved are currently detained.
Less than 40?
So 39 is what you're saying.
And what in the fuck did those 40 people do? Like that constitutes them being held that long. Like there was people that literally committed murder and burned half the fucking country down and got out on bail the next fucking day over the last course of a year and a half.
Yeah, the 39 people that they have in custody were the 39 oblivious motherfuckers who were just there and were like, yeah, storm the riot. And they just walked around in the Capitol and we're just like,
mm-hmm.
Did you see the video that's been going around? It shows the people coming into the Capitol, and there's cops milling around, you know, just walking around. There's people walking all over. I'm not saying that violence didn't happen that day, but the way that they make this sound is fucking.
Yeah, they made it sound like they were about to burn the building down and killed everybody they found.
No.
If you didn't know better, you would have thought those videos were from like a tour of the place or something.
Mm-hmm.
People are like walking around taking pictures and stuff. And
yeah,
this
absolutely.
Is pretty.
It's freaking it's ridiculous.
Yeah, but
and there's
AOC almost died.
Oh, fuck.
And there's still, and to this day, there is a certain individual on my Facebook who I keep on there because he's fun to mess with sometimes.
It doesn't seem like you have much fun. It seems like you get upset a lot.
Dude, you need to. Yeah.
He's on the opposite end of the spectrum, but he still fucking bitches about this insurrection and shit. And I have never seen him once post about the literally billions of dollars in damage and the dozens or hundreds of businesses that were burned to the ground. That's not a big fucking deal. But this little insurrection that happened on January 6th, I've seen him post dozens of times about this. It's fucking, Like, how is your head? Like, how do you get it that far up there that your own ass that you can't see what's going on?
I don't know if I mentioned it on the podcast. I remember saying it, though.
They keep it up there for too long, they'll probably suffocate. So.
I don't remember where I said it, but it was either on September 11th or the day before or after, right around there anyways. But somebody said, I never thought I was going to see a darker day in this country than September 11th. But on January 6th, that happened. I was like,
oh my God.
Fuck you.
Oh, yeah.
You have enough fucking balls to say that? Are you shitting me?
No, there's multiple
Jesus.
sitting U.S. congressmen and women that said that. Like, it's the freaking Muslim chick that's in there right now. I can't remember.
Omar.
Yeah, she mentioned something along those lines.
The darkest day in America.
Have you ever seen the meme of her and AOC? It's like, I like what you've done with the place as Minneapolis is burned to the fucking ground. And she's like, yeah, I thought I'd make it look more like home.
Right. Yeah. So I don't know. It's unfortunate. Like, I feel like our kids aren't going to get to grow up in the America that we got to grow up in. That doesn't exist anymore, and that sucks. But what's the solution? I guess we're kind of blessed that we live in our own little corner of the U.S. It's kind of sheltered from that a little bit, but
yeah,
you can just hold off on
hang out quietly.
You can just hold off on having kids until the revolution happens and America starts all over again.
Yeah,
by
so I'm
that
gonna wait
point,
till I'm
he'll
like
be
70.
sterile.
Yeah. And
if he's not already.
Speaking of stupid people, we went to Vegas.
You calling me stupid because I have kids?
No, that's not what I meant at all. I'm just we're talking. Never mind. But anyways, we went to Vegas this past weekend. Just a short, long, extended weekend or whatever.
Short, long, extended.
Yeah, that didn't make any sense whatsoever, did it? A short, long weekend. You know what I meant.
Sure.
Well, anyway,
masks
are mandated on an airline. Obviously, we flew Frontier, and so we're coming home. We're sitting there in Vegas on the tarmac for over an hour because some other plane dumped shit all over the runway accidentally, and they had to clean it up.
Like literal shit.
I think so. Yes, they accidentally. That was a rumor going around the plane. That's what happened. Anyway, they dumped something on there. We think it was shit. So they're cleaning it up. We're sitting there for an hour, and everybody, it's a almost completely full plane. Everybody is in their masks and everything. And these flight attendants are like fucking militant about this shit. If somebody lets it fly down over their nose, hey, you get that up. And this is federal. And the thing that really boggled me is, they come over the loudspeaker. It is a federal law that you have to be masked. No, it's not. They fucking made that shit up out of nowhere. There's no law that says that. Anyways, so they're going heavy on these people, anybody that lets it slip down. But 15 minutes later, oh, you want to buy a $9 beer and some fucking $4 peanuts? Here you go. Take your mask off. Enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
It's like, are you fucking kidding me right now? Do you not see how fucking stupid this is? This makes no sense at all.
I'll buy my $4 peanuts and eat one an hour.
What fucking...
I'm eating, ma'am. Why don't you have your mask on? I'm eating.
God, it's just
go fuck yourself.
Did you see? There's a video that I don't remember his name. That JP something, that long hair.
Yes, Awaken with JP.
Yeah, he had a video like typical conversation between far leftists or something like that. You need to go watch it. It's fucking great. Like, they both come storming up with their masks on, and they sit down real close, face to face, and tear off their masks, and they're like spitting in each other's face the whole time. And it ends when they're saying goodbye. Their faces they put their masks up to leave, and then when they're saying goodbye, they get like inches away from each other's face, pull their mask down to say something right in their face, and then pull it back up again. They do it like 10 times. It's good stuff. Good, clean family fun.
That just reminds me of this video of Biden going to meet, he was somewhere out in public, and there was a bunch of people there to meet him and a bunch of press there and everything. And I love that this senile motherfucker has no idea why this mask is on his face. Because every time he literally has it on, waves to the cameras, The second he walks over to talk to somebody, that motherfucker comes straight down. I need to talk to you, so I got to get this thing off of my face.
Right.
Let me talk to you. Let me get
purpose.
real close. Let me kiss your cheek. Do all this shit. Okay, now I'm done talking to you. Put the mask up.
Definitely.
It's like, you stupid son of a bitch.
Yep.
And the whole time in this video, this guy was like, it's a tragedy what you did to Afghanistan. And then the Secret Service looks at him and he goes down to talk to this person. He's like, don't sniff him. Don't sniff him. Oh God. The video is just hilarious. It was awesome. But JP, that Awaken with JP dude, he has some funny shit. I follow him. He has super funny
hilarious.
shit. Yeah.
I dig him.
Well, guys, we've gotten a little off track per usual.
A little bit.
We've got a couple of topics left. We can
let's bring it back.
One of them is one of our main topics. So it's gonna be a long episode apparently tonight, folks, which is unfortunate because I really have to pee. Let's move on. Johnson.
Put in a catheter.
I'm not wearing any pants right now. I could just pee in a bottle.
Just mute your mic. We'll never hear.
Wow.
Anyways, Johnson brought up the question the other day. He was wondering if backup irons are a thing anymore. And I want to ask you: do you mean on rifles, or do you mean on pistols as well?
On rifles. Well, I guess it would go for anything, any firearms. I mean, pistols, you're going to have a hole in your slide and like a weird looking dovetail cut if you don't have sights in there. But does it matter if you put in suppressor height sights if you put on a red dot? I guess for both. My question was really more geared towards rifles, but I guess it kind of applies for both.
I think they're a thing still. Yeah.
Do they need to be though?
They don't need to be, but
I guess that was my question. Do you still need backup irons?
yes, I mean, you don't need them. No, but like this goes back to one of our fans commented on our Facebook today. He was listening to a past podcast. Actually, I think this was our previous Gears and Beers about whether I carry a spare mag. I personally don't. And he says, well, hope your mag don't fail. Otherwise you're toast. Well, I don't carry a mag but I do have backup iron sights on mine just in case my red dot for whatever reason does fail. You can still use it. As far as on a pistol though, I mean, really pistol, I mean, you can hit what you're aiming at with a fucking pistol. Generally, self-defense situations are, 7 feet and under, or 7 yards and under. You can hit what the hell you're aiming at generally. So if your shit fails,
feel that confident with a rifle?
Well, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I guess. I mean,
if you think about it, self-defense in that kind of in a home defense situation, can you not hit something within 25 yards with your rifle just by point shooting?
Possibly. Yeah.
Especially, okay. And the biggest thing is, okay, you've got a red dot and the thing dies. Well, you can still see through the window and guess where the middle is, can't you?
I mean, yeah, to a certain extent, but if it's low light or something like that, the dot illumination does help. That might be a little bit harder if your dot's out and you're just trying to go by your window. Or if, say, here's a situation, if you're on your rifle, you're using your red dot, it goes out, you're using your flashlight. So ahead of you is extremely bright, and from the muzzle back is extremely dark. Are you going to be able to see that window enough to pick up, where you're actually shooting, especially in your own home, whether you're going to be comfortable enough shooting at someone. If
where you're looking is illuminated, why wouldn't you be able to see that window?
Right.
That's going to make it easier.
You've got the gun, you've got the gun shouldered, right? And you've got the light on. I mean, you're going to have enough reflected light unless you're 50 yards away in your yard.
I guess, but I guess that's pointless to argue, because if you can't see your window, you're not going to be able to see iron sights anyways.
Right.
So that's a pointless argument.
In the dark, your iron sights are not that good.
Okay.
Your iron sights are worthless.
There's something we're overlooking here too. I mean, we're talking about rifles here.
Mhm.
So why does it have to be backup irons? Plenty of people run a red dot on a 45, which is probably what I'd be more likely to do.
LPVO with a, but the LPVO, it's an etched reticle. The only time an LPVO is going to die is if you drop it off a fucking cliff and it loses 0. And then is your red dot zeroed? Because it's not an illuminated red dot anyway. So the only time it's just illumination for the reticle. So if that thing gets banged up and gets blown out of 0, your red dot probably would too. My biggest thing, the reason I brought this up is optics are getting so good and so bulletproof that they don't ever fucking break anymore. And the battery life is so good. And I'm not saying you shouldn't have I'm not saying you shouldn't own a set of backup irons, or, you can't use a set of backup irons, but I'm saying it's not a necessity to have I don't believe it's a necessity to have a set of backup iron sights on every rifle. Like, I don't think that's a necessity anymore. I think the optics are getting so tough and so good and the battery life is so good that if you have, just like anything, if you do some service on it and make sure that your batteries are, every year on your birthday, you put new batteries in all your shit and you're safe. That's what I do. It hasn't failed me yet. Everything works when I go to turn it on,
Yeah, but for me, I'll be honest with you. The reason I have backup sights on my go-to guns is just the simple fact that it's not done until those are on there. That's pretty much it at this point. Like, I don't train with them like I should, honestly, admittedly. But that's, to me, they're not done unless the gun's not done unless they're on there. And if shit hits the fan and we're in the apocalypse situation and your batteries run out a year down the road, I like to have sights on my gun. That's really the extent of the main reasons why
that's why I have this right here. I don't need batteries.
Yes, you do, because that's not going to work forever. That illuminates during that doesn't charge, does it?
I don't know if it charges, but it doesn't use battery.
So and I have one of those on my pistols, my 8 Holosun red dots as well. It runs the red dot in daylight from that solar energy, but it doesn't charge. And so at night you'd still be left without one. But that's the main reason why I use them, and that's probably a ridiculous reason. But I'm not a cop. I'm not a person that has a duty weapon or anything like that. And I'd be interested.
I really don't think that I am ever hard enough on my guns that I would ever knock like my LPVO out of 0.
Right.
And that's got an etched reticle. It'd be hard for me to need backup irons on that gun. On like a red dot, I could see, I understand, like Dizzle on YouTube says 2 is 1 and 1 is none. Like, I get that. I understand having a backup. I understand having, I truly believe that our optics are getting so good, so bulletproof, and the battery life is getting so good that I don't think it's as necessary as it used to be.
I'm not going to argue with you there. I think you're probably correct in that.
Because it used to be a thing where it was like, well, where's your backup irons? People would make fun of people for, even on like a 3-gun race gun, they'd have like a red dot on it, and people would be like, well, what the hell are you going to do when that red dot dies? Well, they don't die. I'm not throwing it off a fucking cliff, you know?
Yeah.
Let's look at this. Let's ask this question in a little bit different way. Do you think iron sights are being phased out? I'm sure, yes, they will always be a product that you can get, but they're becoming less and less common. Fewer and fewer people are running them. Do you think they're going to be going by the wayside?
No, they'll always be a thing.
They'll always be a thing. I don't think that they will be on a majority of rifles.
I think they're not on a majority of rifles. Well, actually,
I would agree.
I take that back. There's
AR-15s.
a lot of new owners out there that just buy them from the gun shop and keep them with the irons on them.
Yeah, Don says, by the way, you can still see iron sights in the dark. And I would believe that if your target is illuminated.
Yeah.
I will say if your target is illuminated, yes. Because, I mean, realistically, still, you're just getting light reflected off of your target back past the front sight post through the aperture, right? So whether you have the large or the small aperture, you're still getting light through that and can still line up your front sight post through the hole. I get that. Yeah.
One other thing Don mentioned is say you have a 6X, having iron sights lets you transition to a closer target quicker. As far as, I mean, you mentioned in the next thing that you were deployed. So, in a war fighting situation, battle situation, absolutely. I can agree with that. But as far as self-defense situations, I can't think of one time. I mean, I can't think of a situation where someone like us,
where you would be on 6 power and need 1 power that fast.
Would ever even use a 6X, in a self-defense situation. Like, I mean, unless somebody's shooting at you from down the road or some shit.
I can see it at my house, like defending my property.
Possibly. Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
I could see that.
But in what situation, like maybe a shit hit the fan situation, but like a normal, like.
Oh, yeah. Every day right now. Yeah, I agree. Target doesn't have to be illuminated. I'm interested to see how that works, Don. I guess I would have to.
I'm gonna have to go and set. I'm going
to have to turn the lights off and look at my gun.
I'm gonna say I'm not pointing my gun at something that I haven't positively ID'd.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm trying to think of how you could see your irons in the dark without whatever in front of you being illuminated.
With tritium.
Well, with tritium, yeah, I get that, but I'm talking AR iron sights, like a fixed front sight post and a regular backup iron. You can't see that shit without there being a light source in front of you.
I can't see my irons at all. It's like my living room is not very bright right now. I have one 20-watt lamp on in there. If I were to go in there and point at one of the darker walls, it would have a hard time seeing my irons in there.
Multiple coyotes where the range was drastic. Not so.
Yeah,
Don, I guess if it would depend on the ambient light, obviously, right? I mean, if you got a full moon night where you're out hunting coyotes, I would suppose there would be enough ambient light that you could see through your irons. I brought this up because I'm really interested because I saw a thing on Instagram about and there was some arguing in the comments like, yeah, but these optics are so, it was like an LPVO, and it was like, yeah, but these optics are so good that you would literally have to drop this fucking thing off a cliff to get it to lose zero, and because an etched reticle, it's not like if the battery dies, it still doesn't matter. You still got a reticle. You'd literally have to throw this thing off of top of your house or something onto concrete to get the thing to lose zero. So what does it matter?
But to me, like I said, I don't think the gun is finished. Like say an AR with just a Picatinny rail on the top, you slap a red dot on it, It's not done yet.
That's just you being fucking weird, though.
Yeah,
No, it's not.
It's not done.
Not a valid argument at all.
It's not
This
done.
is done. This is done.
I mean,
No sights. No irons.
It's
I
not.
don't know.
Not done. Yes,
You're right, it's not done.
Don beat me to it. He says there's no wrong answer. You do what you're comfortable with and how you've been trained. Not a hill to die on. Yes, you're absolutely right.
Yep.
That's the next thing I was going to say. A little bit different. There's not. I mean, everyone's going to have.
There's not a right or a wrong.
Everyone's
answer.
going
Yeah.
to have different needs. I mean, you've seen it here. Johnson and myself, I probably won't put backup irons on anything unless I have a very specific need for it. Sam, clearly you will. And it's not like either one of us are wrong. It's just we have different needs.
Well,
and
like,
everyone's going to have different needs.
in this scenario, I don't have anywhere to put backup rear sight.
Right.
well, that's the thing with that gun. Yeah, you don't. I mean, there's no.
And when I like my LPVO, like I can scoot both of these forward one slot, and I could have enough room to put a flip down rear sight in. Right.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. You can fit it underneath there and then flip it over.
Yeah,
and
flip
put
it out of
up,
the side and yada yada. But like my LPVO guns, I don't have anywhere to put it. It'd be literally folded under the LPVO, and you'd have to remove the LPVO. And if you don't have a quick detach mount, then you got to have tools to take it off. So if you're using tools, you might as well just put iron sights on after you take the LPVO off. And it's like, so where do you draw the line? It's like, yeah, I need no, I don't. A red dot gun, you go and buy the cheapest $90 primary arms red dot you can, or Amazon red dot you can find. Yeah, probably put backup irons on.
Hey, speaking of cheap ass red dots, you guys remember I bought that like $85 ACOG a while back?
Yeah.
Still got that fucker.
Has that ever come in?
Yeah, it's been sitting on his table it hasn't moved.
I've had it for months. It came in like right after I ordered it.
Well, I got a gun that's got no sight on it. Let's go throw that bitch on there and let her rip.
It's sitting back there. The thing, I'll tell you what though. I will tell you what. That thing is built like a fucking tank.
It is
Ice
surprising.
that bitch in the concrete right now.
It's surprisingly heftier than I had imagined.
It's like, I mean, it's some serious metal.
I legit want to see you
thing.
spike that thing onto the concrete and see if it's.
Well, I don't want to do that quite yet. I mean, we'll do that down the road.
Yeah, I'm not saying before we test it out.
Get all riled up and go over and grab it right now and bash it. Oh, fuck, it's broke. No video, guys. Sorry, Sam's an idiot.
Everyone's probably already forgotten about that. I ranted about that
honestly
at the beginning of this fucking year or whatever.
Yeah, I completely forgot about it. Let's do that video. Why have we not done it? How long have you had that?
4 or 5 months.
I didn't even know you got it.
I told you guys I ordered
it. I know you told us you ordered it, but it was literally took so long to get to you that I forgot that you ordered it.
No, it didn't. He told us in the group chat when he got it. It was shortly after. He even mentioned that it was built like a brick shithouse.
Yeah, it definitely is. I'm pretty sure it's
I don't like to ignore Sam from time to time.
I'll be interested to see how this thing actually performs. Like, I'm not expecting anything great out of it, but I mean, like, as far as like beating the shit out of it, she may hold up all right.
I'm in. What are you doing this weekend?
I don't think I have any plans this weekend, actually.
Let's get this done.
All right.
Beat the fuck out of this thing.
I had a lot of plans in my head when I first initially had this idea, but now they're all gone by the wayside. Why am I keep saying that? Apparently that's my favorite saying now.
Gone by the wayside.
Well, at least you have a favorite saying.
Just like me in the beginning of this podcast. To be fair.
Yep.
To be fair.
Yep. Okay, guys, I really have to fucking piss. Do we want to talk about the Iranian scientist?
No, we can. It's already 10 to 10. We can say that for next time.
It's really not that important of a topic either.
No.
Okay, excellent. Okay, well, that's going to be the end of the show, but don't leave quite yet, guys. I want to try to sell you on some things.
Oh, boy.
The forum. Please, go join our forum. It's going to be a great place. Facebook can't censor you over there. It's just going to be a place for like-minded people like yourself to join in, have some fun, talk about guns, gear, whatever the fuck else you want. You can find some people to go to classes with you, all sorts of good shit. Go over to lifeshortlivefree.com/community is where our forum is. There's very few members there as of right now because I just started it.
I think
Just got
11.
it up there. Yeah, just got it up there yesterday. But there is a few topics posted on there. And I think it's going to be a cool place once it gets off the ground. And we really want to push that. And we want to get away from Facebook. It would be really cool if we could just do away with Facebook and operate solely on our website. That would be ideal.
Yes.
Also, give us money.
Really?
Subscribe star. If you, for some reason, actually enjoy what we do here, we have several different tiers starting at 50 cents an episode. If you would like to support us, obviously that's not just going into our pockets. That is helping pay for fees as it takes to run the website, to do the stream, to do the podcast itself, all sorts of fun shit, to pay for shirts and gear and hats, all sorts of other different merch. It's just going to help. It's just going to help improve what we can do. And that's
it's hundreds of dollars to actually to run to just for podcast hosting, for website hosting. It's hundreds of dollars a year. So the only reason we started this, it's not like we're lining our pockets or anything. Every dollar that you guys give us, it goes back into hosting and to actually paying for everything that we do. So that's all you're doing is helping us pay for that stuff.
I had to re-up Ballistic Imagery's domain yesterday or the other day, $350 a year for that.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That seems a little bit high. I get mine off of Namecheap, and I want to say it ain't over $100.
No, not my domain, I guess. That was only a few bucks, but to my subscription through Wix to have them host it and run a store and all my e-commerce stuff and shit like that.
Yeah.
I was not real pleased about that because I was particularly broke at that point in time, and I thought my website was going to get shut down because I didn't have the money right then to spend on it. But then I finally ended up getting paid, and everything's okay now.
Yeah, the shit is definitely, people don't realize how expensive shit like that is.
Yes. Okay. Anyways, like I said, I guess I didn't say. Thank you, everyone, for stopping around. Thank you, Don, apparently, one of the only people. We only had a few people in the comment section tonight. Hopefully we can be more active next time. But thank you, everyone, for stopping around, hanging out. It was fun. Be sure to check out our sponsors, Shyworks on Facebook and shyworks.com, and Ballistic Imagery also on Facebook and ballisticimagery.com. And like I said, our subscribe star, and our forum at liveshortlivefree.com. You can get merch also, shirts and patches. I think we have available. Do we have patches?
Yep, we do.
We have those available on liveshortlivefree.com. And I think that's all we have to say about that.
The entire spiel.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is that it?
It's been real. Okay.
It's been fun.
Is it my turn?
It's been real fun.
Unless I forgot something. Yeah, then I think it's your turn.
Nope. I think we covered it. I think you covered it. Guys, thanks for sticking around. We'll be back in 2 weeks. Until then, remember, life short, live free. God bless. God bless the United States of America.
And defund the dog shit ATF.
And repeal the